we're doing the film, no? And then I saw a Bible dun sa tabi ng set. It's a love scene. Suddenly, I felt guilt, so I walked out. Alam ko, hindi ako magaling. It's the people around me that collaborate with me that made me successful. Lahat ng tao sinisira ka na, pati ba ikaw, kalaban mo sarili mo. So you have to believe in yourself.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all our viewers from all over the world. We are here again for another episode of Ibulgar Mo.
What is up mga kabulgar? We are up for another unique story dahil today ang guest natin ay minsang naging muka ng mga pelikulang pinipilahan at kabi-kabilang billboards during the 90s.
Mga kabulgar, please welcome Carlo Maceda.
Carlo, thank you.
Hello.
Thank you.
Thank you
for coming.
Thank you.
Yeah, Carlo, simulan natin ang kwentuhan kung saan ka lumaki, your parents, where you from?
I grew up here in Quezon City. My dad's from Ormoc. My mom's from Nueva Ecija. Pero dito ako lumaki. Itong area na to, Santo Domingo Church. Diyan ako nagsisimba.
Kapitbahay natin.
Kapitbahay ko kayo. Diyan lang ako nakatira sa Panay Avenue. So, very close here. And growing up, yun nga, I went to a Chinese school dito. Malapit din yung Grace Christian High School.
But are you Chinese?
No, pero my dad saw that China was a sleeping giant, that it's gonna boom. So sabi, it's gonna be a good asset for you. It's a tool to understand in business na when you do business. So we studied there and medyo marunong konti, tampo.
Nakakaintindi.
Oo.
But how were you as a kid? Kasi, di ba, you entered showbiz. You went to a Chinese school which is a little, ako I'd assume, a little conservative than the usual, di ba? How were you as a kid? Nag-entertain ka na ba talaga? Were you that type?
Well, I was a frustrated actor, no? Parang growing up, I was with Jeric Raval. Panay Avenue rin sila eh. Like in our apartment, tatapat yung apartment nila, nandun sila Maricel Laksa, Jeric Raval, Glidel Mercado. Tapos dito, Octo Arts na, dito na yung Film Academy.
Oh yeah, I remember the
National
Octo Arts
Bookstore.
dito. Yes,
diba?
yes,
Tapos
yes,
yung Tropical lahat, tambayan ng mga stuntman. So, I was always exposed to movies.
Yes.
Sumasama ako kay Jeric eh. I was in high school. And then I tried to audition sa Ang TV. Ang TV, remember the
Yeah,
show?
of
Ang
course.
TV. So, I tried to
Panahon
audition sa That's Entertainment, Kuya Germs, no? And I became parang backup dancer lang. Parang yung dali lang, it's like yung mga menudo songs nun eh. And then we get paid Birch Tree, yung mga milk, yung mga ganon. So, I think I got 70 pesos.
Wait, so naging mainstay ka ng that?
No. Backup dancer
Backup
lang.
lang talaga.
Kaya JC Bonin, may JC Bonin and Friends. Yung mga and Friends lang kami. Yung, I wanted to, but because of schedule also nung high school, ang hirap. Tapos I auditioned rin dun sa ABS when they were starting Ang TV. Of course, I got rejected. Diba? Uso kasing mga 5 fingers ganyan. Tapos, parang sinabi ko yun kay Mr. M tsaka kay David Fabros, who became my close friend na, you know what, you rejected me before when I was in high school. I was talking to Direk Gilmer. O, di ba? You remembered me, di ba, Direk? Nag-audition ako, pinakanta niya ako Bayang Magiliw habang nagja-jumping jack. Ganon yung pinapagawa ng audition. Tapos, I got frustrated. Parang, so I can't be an actor. Siguro I was an ugly duckling siguro. So I wasn't handsome. I was so skinny eh. So, I shifted to sports. So, I started playing basketball, ganyan.
Okay.
Until I went to UP. Nawala naman sa sports, naging modeling. Kasi sa basketball, ang TF namin parang 100 lang. Tapos, sira-sira sapatos namin, araw-araw, tumatakbo, ganyan. I wasn't making money because our family, my dad got a heart attack when I was in high school. So, my mom was sustaining us.
Okay.
So, it's a very big gestation period nung time na yon. And we had to chip in. So, kaya we had to excel. Like sa high school, nag-scholar kami. Most of my siblings are scholars. Sa UP, scholar din kami. So, walang binabayaran masyado. We just had to fend for our pamasahe, baon, ganon. So, I had to look for means of, somehow get income. Kasi ayoko nang humingi sa nanay ko. So, I started modeling. Nagmamodel ako nung high school. ang mga magazine noon, ano pa yung Liwayway, yung mga, I think I was working with Mike Sol Cruz, Randy Salvino, to name a few. Bernie Quinto, if you're watching, I'll tag you guys. Yan, sila Lee Giles. Ano pa lang yung mga Body Shots was just first edition.
Correct.
Ano yun sila, wala pang PMAP noon. During our time, wala
Yung
pang...
Body Shots ay yung parang Century 2 na super buds ngayon.
Oo.
Okay.
So, before, yung modeling industry, maganda rin yung sweldo namin It was like Fashion Week.
Who were your batchmates when you were doing modeling?
Ayun nga, si Bernie Quinto, Alvin Degamo, Mike Sol Cruz, ang mga natatanda. Just to name a few. Mga senior sa amin, si Randy Salvino, si Jack De Mesa. Ako naman kasi, susulpot-sulpot lang ako. Pag kailangan ko ng pera, nag-go-go-see. Kasi go-go-see ka, Manila Hotel. Ang layo, di ba? Tapos hindi ka naman makukuha. Pero fortunately, siguro isang beses lang ako hindi nakuha most of the time na natatanggap namin. And we were paid 1.5.
Okay.
So 1.5 in 1994.
Malaki-laki na yun.
That's like, ang sukatan namin, cheeseburger So, that's like 100 cheeseburgers, pang 20 pesos. Alam ko, 1995 ang isang McDo meal nung time na yon. So, sabi ko, okay na to. At least, pamasahe. So, growing up, walang pera Parang I was living in, I was eating hopya. Hopya, nakikipagpustahan ako sa basketball sa hapon just to get merienda. Parang sa bahay kasi, dinner kagad Parang, yun nga, it was hard times.
Pero Carlo, during that time, kasi totoo yung sinabi mo it was hard to be a model during that time kasi hindi ka tulad ngayon na mag-email ka, mag-send ka ng photo ng set card mo, pwede mo makuha yung project. And during that time, you really had to go to the go-see.
Yeah.
So, how was the ride? I mean, like, sabi mo you were in it for the money, pero ang hirap, papupunta ka go-see from Makati to Ortigas, coming from
May
QC.
konting discrimination because they were rich kids, no? They were really rich. Alam mo yan, sila, Borgie Manotok, to name a few,
Tama,
diba?
tama.
Pag dumating sila rockstar ikaw nandun ka sa nahihiya ka, kasi group B ako group A sila. Yung group A, meaning, pagkatapos ng show, they party.
Correct.
Gagastusin nila yung kinita nila. Ako,
You have to save it.
I have to save it Pag sumama ako doon, nakakaya namang nakikipulutan ka tapos di ka mag-aabot. So parate, group, tawag na sa akin, si group, umuwi ako. Very discriminating yung industry na yun. Parang,
I'm sure.
it's hard to fit in if you're poor. So I had to wait for everybody to leave para lang magko-commute ako kasi baka makita ako nagbabas, di ba? Parang, alam mo yun yung, sa
And
yung baon
the fashion-
mo, hopya, pulburon lang yung baon ko. Sila
Judgmental
naka-subway,
Judgmental din ang fashion industry.
Yeah, very, very, very judgmental. So you have to excel. You have to be likable. So ako, I don't complain. I just keep quiet. I just say yes, whatever the budget is. O sige, tanggap lang kami ng tanggap. So, may isang time lang na medyo hinipuan kasi ako ng isang designer. Kaya ako medyo nababan. Ganun kasi, like, yun medyo, you have to put your foot down, di ba? Hinipuan ka na So, sinakal ko. Sabi ko, bakit mo ako ginanong ko, chinok ko? Turns out, sabi ko, marami, influential siya. Sabi ko, wala namang mawawala sa akin. So, ito, may mama about it. Okay sana, doing good. Alam mo yan, consistent. As a bench fashion show ako, yung mga ganyan. Oh my, tapos nangyari yun. Yun na, sisiraan ka na Pag nasiraan ka na, may attitude problem. O tapos,
True.
And I tell my friends, kasi di ko kaya Even up to the modeling industry, it happens
Of course.
Diba? You want to work,
Yeah.
yung ganyan. Gusto mo maging sikat, gusto mo ganon. So sometimes, siyempre, kung mas needy ka, they take advantage and manipulate your
Yes.
poverty. So, it becomes, you have to protect. That's why if it's preventable risk, we have to make policies that will prevent this from happening.
Correct.
So, Carlo, from modeling, how did you enter showbiz?
It's a funny story. I was teaching in another school. It's an international school. And then suddenly, there was a break. I was playing flag football sa Ateneo. Then this friend of mine, nagkayayaan to go to Boracay. And that time, parang heavy ang promotion sa mga telco. Labanan niya ng red, yung
Correct.
both telcos.
Yeah.
Pagdating mo, yung mga bangka, yung
Blue.
mga,
Yeah, may
may
green.
red, may blue. So ito na. Sabi ko, sige, there's this amazing party, blank amazing party. I think it was Karen Pascual's party, no? And
Oh, yeah, kasi may annual siya. Yes,
ayan,
yes,
we were invited.
yes,
Yung
yes.
Nivea ni Tita,
Yes,
ano,
yes,
kay
yes.
asawa ni Mahaba.
Pero yeah, I remember that.
So sabi ko, I was there. Di nandun ako. I lost my bag on the first day.
Mhm.
It was my first time in Boracay. And I lost my bag because wala akong hotel pa eh. Because I wasn't planning anything. Parang ride or die crew ko yung kasama ko, si Tony, and Sheffield Canadian. Then we went there. And on the first night, we got wasted. So, my bag was there beside the bar, the stool. It disappeared. When I woke up, I was looking for the bag. Nobody
Wala
saw
na.
it. So, my money, actually, may dala pa akong mga dilata doon. Kasi I didn't know what to expect ng mahal sa Boracay. So, it was really a camping bag. Nawala. So, anong nangyari nun? I was talking to Tim Yap. I don't know if si Tim Yap, sabi niya, is part of my legacy talaga si Tim. Sabi niya, why don't you join the bikini contest? Kaya sabi niya, fit ka naman. And wala akong makain masyado. So nagkaka-abs ka lalo, di ba? Kasi, alam mo, kain ko, nakikidampot lang ako pag may pulutan. Nakikian lang ako, kain lang, ganun. Tapos buko juice. So, mais, buko juice. Siguro 2 months na ako sa Boracay. I was just bunking. I think I was bunking with si Mark. Mark was, was starting. And then the Power Boys, Brad Turvey, they were starting. Parang I was just jumping. But I didn't share my problems. Parang, I just wanted to make it back to Manila. And noong time na yun, there was no, ATMs. Tsaka ang cellphone nun, pa lang yung mga 5110s, mga ganun pa lang. So sabi ko, oh no, eto may nakita ko. Contest. Sinalihan ko yung unang contest.
And then you did it on the spot.
Yeah, but I didn't win, no? Kasi kalaban ko doon was Troy Montero yata was there. I was like second, and then there's this another foreigner who joined. So I was like second place. Okay, at least nanalo, di ba?
Meron.
May 30,000 ako. 30,000 noong 1999. Was
Malaki
like,
yun.
Ang kotse noon was 100,000 plus lang. So sabi ko gano'n, oy, may kapera ako. And then there was another event, no? So going back to Manila, nakabalik na ako. Galing dun sa party, si Tim Yap, nandun kami sa Glorieta. Sabi niya, uy, may bigis na pang bikini contest. Salihan mo kaya yan. So we were having Hard Rock yun eh. We were eating at Hard Rock. Then may audition na nangyayari. Sabi ko, sige na nga. May dala naman akong trunks. So sumali ako. And it was the Mosimo bikini sa amin.
Right.
So, yun. So, it turned into, the mess turned into a blessing. So, yun na, pagkawala ng bag ko, helped me, taught me a lesson to survive and adapt. So, sumali ako sa bikini contest. And luckily, I didn't expect to win. Alam mo yun, parang always, giving your best parate. Tapos, making friends.
You left the fashion industry because yung incident na nakwento mo. And then you also told me that you did modeling, you did your other projects because you were in it for the money. You weren't really frustrated actor like what you've said, but conservative ka eh. So paano ka napasok sa sexy films and how did you adjust?
Yun nga, when I won Mosimo, there was a contract with Viva. So,
It was part of the
part
prize.
of the prize, no? So, Jordan and I were, signed with Viva, and Jordan did Gabitan with Maui Taylor. Tapos ako naman, I did a project with Katya. So, yung Sukdulan. So, that became my re-entry to the industry, sa showbiz. Kasi, for so long, parang talent eh. Talent lang, model. And then suddenly, yun nga, Viva came up with these great projects na, alam mo yun, medyo, may kwento na medyo daring na sexy. Not necessarily pito-pito. Kasi, if you look at the director, it's Mac Alejandre, advertising yung pinanggalingan niya. Until 2004, I think. And when I decided, yun na nga yung isang movie that I had to walk out. Kasi we're doing the film, no? And then I saw a Bible dun sa tabi ng set. It's a love scene. Suddenly, I felt guilt. So, I walked out and I told my pastor sa Victory, sabi ko, I felt guilt, so I can't do it. But I need help kasi I'm being persecuted. Everybody's looking for me. And then sabi, they will make me pay for the shoot. Yun na yung conviction ko. I don't want to go back there. Tapos lahat ng tao galit sa'yo. That's how I felt. So I said sorry to the co-actress na I can't do it. Parang ganun, I have issues within me. So, umalis na ako noon. After that, mga roles ko, ano na lang, pagkaibigan yung mga director.
Sa lahat ng experience mo, what's that one thing, one lesson that till this day ina-apply mo?
Yung huwag ka matakot mapahiya. Kasi, if your race is based on baka mapahiya ako, ayokong subukan to, you stop yourself eh. And, like Pido said to me, no, pag di mo tinira yung shot mo, 0% yan. Umerbol ka man, tinira mo yung shot mo. You
May
did
chance.
it. You took your shot. Kaya ako kahit di ko alam, papasukin ko eh. Kasi bakit? Para sa mga anak ko to eh. I have to fake it till I make it. Hindi ko pinapakitang walang alam ako kasi ang takeaway ko dyan, sabi ko nga, gusto kong palabasin magaling ako eh. Ikaw ba ayaw mo? Gusto mo eh.
Of course.
Pero sinabi ko nga sa wife ko kanina, alam ko hindi ako magaling. It's the people around me that collaborate with me that made me successful.
Yeah.
Even in school. Hindi ako matalino eh. Pero I got good grades because I had good friends that influenced me to study. Lahat ng tao sinisira ka na, pati ba ikaw, kalaban mo sarili mo. So you have to believe in yourself. So, yun yung takeaway, taking risks is not actually a good behavior, but it's to believe in yourself.
Right.